So now we're at the Riverwalk in San Antonio, Texas. I want to go swimming. We're going to take the riverboat ride.
Can you guys hear me loud and clear? All right, ladies and gentlemen, no smoking on board. Number 3, please keep all hands and objects inside the rails of the boat at all times. And number 4, if you happen to fall into the river, stand up. Yeah, the water comes up to your waist in most places. And we do have life jackets on board, but we have yet to need them, so let's keep it that way. If you have any questions, let me know, guys. Let me know. Now, this first location that we're going into, this is La Vida, means little village. In all the early 1700s, Spanish soldiers lived here in the 1850s. That's when the Germans came. Arts and crafts. Hey, this is the art and craft area of the Riverwalk. Now, they also have an open-air theater that we're about to go into. This is the Arneson River Theater. Coming up on my left, grass seating for about 300 people. On my right, though, is a beautiful stage where they perform on. You might have even seen this stage in a movie. Do you guys remember? Miss Congeniality. Sandra Bullock, she was here during the swimsuit portion of that movie. But also on the stage, there are 5 bells. And well, these 5 bells represent the 5 missions of San Antonio. Yeah, we have 5 missions here. They're all on the San Antonio River. This is San Antonio River that we're on today. By the way, the Riverwalk was actually created so you could walk through all 5 missions. I don't recommend it. See, I did it as a Boy Scout. I was not happy. It's far, guys. It's far. It's 13.5 miles. They've added to it since I was a Boy Scout. Now you can actually walk all the way to the Breckenridge Park. That's where the San Antonio Zoo is located. Coming up on my right, though, that is the Briscoe Western Arts Museum. Now, the building, though, was built back in 1930, and from 1930 to 1968, this was the San Antonio Public Library. Now it's the Briscoe Western Arts. By the way, Mr. Briscoe was the governor of Texas during the 1970s. Adolph Briscoe, he did left for Texas. They do love him here as well. But this bridge we're about to go under, this is an old-style bridge. It's called the Rosetta Trust Bridge. You know, there's only 10 of these bridges in the whole United States. 5 of them are here in San Antonio. Well, would you believe this bridge was actually built in Berlin, Connecticut? Yeah, it was. They don't make bridges like this anymore. This is an iron cast bridge. But coming up on my right, though, there's a little island. This little island is known as Marriage Island because of the many weddings that are performed here. It is shaped as a heart, averaging over 300 weddings per year. Legend has it, if you have your wedding performed here, it's going to bring your marriage good luck. I don't have any statistics. A lot of people do get married here. But we're now going through the tunnel of love. If you have a significant other, now's the time to give him or her a kiss. You can even hug your brother and sister. So this is known as Old Mills Crossing. In all the early 1800s, Mount Lewis had a grid school. If you've never seen a grid school, you can find one on YouTube. Basically, the power of the river here would turn 2 huge stones against each other and it would convert grain into flour. For the pioneers way back when. You know, Teddy Roosevelt, the Rough Riders were formed here as well. At the Mingler Hotel, which is right next to the Alamo. You go over there, they'll tell you stories. It is now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hide underneath this shade because, well, it's hot. Let me tell you about this building here on my left really quick. That is the Tower Life building built back in on my left side. That is the Tower
other
Life
left.
building built back in 1929 by Mr. Smith and Young. Now, Mr. Smith and Young were superstitious people. If you look at the two top levels, you'll see stone gargoyles coming out of the building. This is part of a neo-Gothic design. Now, besides the neo-Gothic design, look at the first floor, just above the first set of windows. We're looking at these ugly faces. These are called quilt cash faces. Now, they wrap around the whole building. They were put there to ward off bad business and evil spirits. But guess what? It didn't work. Back in 1929, the stock market crashed. Mr. Smith and Young lost the building in 1 year. Constructed this for $3.3 million. They sold it at auction for $300,000. Not a good investment at all. But once again, that's the Tower Life building. Now the red building in front of us, that is the Mayor County Courthouse, built back in 1896. That is the oldest courthouse still used to this day. Look behind me, guys. Look behind me at the Tower Life building one more time. From this angle, a lot of people love to take pictures. Some people say the building looks like the front of a boat. I love the American flag up at the very top. God bless America. It's beautiful. Excuse me while I beat my horn. I'm going into a flood prevention channel. Now, flood prevention channel helps to prevent floodwaters from entering the Riverwalk. You see, the Riverwalk has never flooded. Well, we want to keep it that way. Or at least in the downtown areas, I should say. But, well, this flood prevention channel was built back in 1926 because, well, there was a devastating flood back in 21. So devastating that floodwaters reached 8 to 10 feet above street level. Now, the Army Corps of Engineers, they came here and they straightened out this river. Originally, they were just going to pave right over the portion we just came out of. But thank goodness for Emily Edwards for straightening out the dream. They helped co-found the San Antonio Conservation Society. Through their dedication and hard work, we now have the river. This is actually a WPA project. Now, the WPA project is how President Roosevelt stimulated the economy after the Great Depression. You know, the Riverwalk was actually built back in 1939, 40, and 41. Any questions so far, though? Any questions? Looking over to my left, though, that is the main plaza. This is the centerpiece of San Antonio. The whole city is built around this square here on my left. Also on my left is the San Fernando Cathedral on the street. You know, the San Fernando Cathedral is the oldest cathedral in Texas, 1731. They also have the remains of the defenders of the Alamo. Now we're taking a right-hand turn, but if you continue on the waterway up ahead 3 miles up north, the water comes out of the ground from the Everett Aquifer. We call it the Blue Hole. That is the source of this river. The river continues behind me 200 miles. It flows into the Gulf of Mexico. But this tree in front of us is one of the tallest bald cypress trees here on the river. It stands 9 stories tall, known to the locals as the Ben Milo tree. Mexican snipers used to hide in this tree. Well, they would shoot the Texans when they would monitor horses there. Ben Milo was a patriot. Texas was fatally shot. So to honor him, this is now known as the Ben Milo tree. Now, right above you is a pocket door. If activated, this door would go straight down like a guillotine. I mean, like a garage door. It prevents floodwaters from entering the river. Need not to worry, though. I have mad skills. I can Tokyo drift this bad boy if I needed to. Thank you. But if you look over to my right, though, that is the Esquire Tavern. You know, during the time of Prohibition, this was actually a barber shop. But not any type of barber shop. If you would come and get your hair cut here, and if you knew the secret password, they would give you special shampoo that you could drink later on. As soon as Prohibition ended, they got rid of their barber chairs and opened up the first bar here on the river back in 1933. That's a new hotel on my right. That's the Canopy Hilton that was just built last month, or completed last month. Coming up on my right, though, that is the Aztec on the river, built back in 1926. Back then, this was a silent movie theater. And they ran into hard times in the 1980s. Well, the House of Blues, they bought them out. They bring artists from all over the world. Speaking of artists, have you guys seen the movie Selena with Jennifer Lopez? Hey, that's Selena's bridge. We're about to go under. Jennifer Lopez, she was up on the top during the filming of that movie. You know what I mean? Anything for Selena. Orale, rewind. The washing machine. Beady Bitty Bomb, I'm all the way, or Como La Flor, either one. Great songs. Now, for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, she was a Tejano singer. She did a lot in the Latin community. Sad to say, she was tragically killed and murdered. We do miss her. But if you look over to my left, though, this is Omni La Mansion, built back in 1853. And back then, this was not a hotel. It was actually the St. Mary's School for Boys. Now, they had about 100 students. They started growing and expanding. Once they went co-ed, they had to relocate over to the west part of San Antonio. They're now known as St. Mary's University. It's a prestigious law school here in San Antonio. Now we're getting ready to see an optical illusion. You guys ready for this? This is going to blow your mind for about 2 seconds. As you come out of the bridge, look at the top of the building on my left. Once again, as you come out of the bridge, look at the top of the building on my left. It's going to blow your mind. Here we go. It appears to be a freestanding wall. Some people say it looks bigger than this. This used to be the next hospital. Now they're going to convert this into a hotel. This is going to be the new Marriott Hotel. Here we go. Now, when this was a hospital, a lot of famous people were born here. Carol Burnett was born here. Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North was born here. My uncle Pepe was born here. A lot of famous people. But this location that we're in, this is South Bend. This is the nightlife of the Riverwalk. This place stays open until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You're into the nightlife. Come on by, check this place out. But in front of us is the Hyatt Regency Hotel, built back in 1981. On the other side of this hotel is the Alamo. But coming up on my left, that's Mad Dogs. They have great food, all types of drinks if you're interested. Also on my left, there's an artist that would draw you as a cartoon. She does a great job. You see, she did it for my kids the night after. Now, my daughter loves that picture so much that it's in my living room. I look better as a cartoon anyways. I like it though. I like it. How's everyone doing so far? Here we go. Cool, guys. I do want to thank you guys for coming and visiting us. I know some of y'all are on vacation. Some of y'all just want to get out of the house. Either way, thanks for coming. We do appreciate it. There's a lot to do, see, and eat here in San Antonio. For example, this location that we're going into, this is River Square. Here you can find all different types of cuisines. There's a lot of good food here. You'll also notice a lot of ducks love to hang out here. That's because people feed them. Chips, enchiladas, tacos. I could go for a taco right now. You know?
Taco.
Now there's a lot of good food here, but for example, coming up on my right with the red umbrellas, this is Boomros. They have an excellent menu, quickly pair margarita. They even do their guacamole in front of you, so you know it's fresh. On my left, though, is Cafe Olé, the home of the 60-ounce margarita. Their margaritas are legendary. And on my right, though, is the Republic of Texas. They have a variety of food. I love their steaks. They even have a bison burger. But on the right corner of my boat, there's a sculpture. That is Robert H. Huckett. You know, he's the father of the Riverwalk. He designed everything that you're seeing today. Sad to say he passed away back in 1980. But his legacy lives on in the Riverwalk. This is his inspiration. Now coming up on my right, though, it's Casa Rio, the first restaurant here on the Riverwalk. Well, this is a family tradition since 1946. In the 40s and 50s, though, they used to put you in gondola boats. Oh, they would push you around till your food is ready. Once your food is ready, they bring you back up to one of these tables. Once again, Casa Rio, 1946. Still family owned and operated. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're leaving the natural portion of the river. We're going into the man-made now. Any questions about San Antonio? Any questions about the river? Any questions about my personal life? No, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. I'm here for you guys. I'm here for you guys. You can't, because remember the hotel that I was talking about? It blocks it. You can't see it. All right, so this man-made portion does have a concrete bottom. This is 3 to 4 feet, depending on where you're standing. The river right behind me, it is not concrete. That's all dirt. That is the San Antonio River we just came out of. This is man-made. That's natural behind me. 2 different sections. But over to my left, though, that is the Chamber of Commerce building. If you're interested in moving to San Antonio or even starting a business, this is the place to be to make your move a smooth transition. There's no historical value there. That was about a 10-second commercial brought to you by Hog. Now this man-made portion, though, this was built for the World Fair of '68. Back then, they used to pick up people at the World Fair and they bring you back to the Riverwalk. That's how the Riverwalk started to become famous. More and more people started coming and visiting us. Well, we do appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming. Now let me show you the centerpiece for the World Fair of '68. It's going to be on my right to the 45-degree angle. There it is. Now the Tower of the Americas stands 750 feet high. There are 2 levels in there. First level's a restaurant rotating 360 degrees while you're eating. The second level is an observation deck. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am afraid of heights, but I've been up there. The food is overpriced. The observation deck is amazing. I did not like the elevator ride going down. It goes fast, in my opinion. But don't take my word for it. Mosey on over there. Check it out. The only reason I did it is because my son wanted to do it. The things you do for your kids, you know what I mean? That's right. I love that little boy. He's funny. But the food up there is very delicious. So very interesting. Go by. Pretty cool to do. Now we have a red stop sign. I have to take a left-hand turn, but over to my right is the Tower of the Americas. I have a spare parking yacht at Guana Park. We also have the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. That's named in honor of Henry B. Gonzalez. He was the first Mexican-American voted into the House of Representatives. This was during the Kennedy administration. Now let me tell you a little bit about our boats. These are actually electrical boats. There are 5 different designs, 5 different colors. Now the boat that we're on today, this is called a Picado. It's basically a snowflake. These are dogs that represent space.
Oh, the steak smells good.
Coming up on my right, though, this is Maria Mia. It's a Mexican bistro. They put a lot of flavor into this. So this hands down, this is my favorite Mexican restaurant here on the river. For this location that we're going into now, this is the River Center Mall. Oh, shops at River Center. This place has over 1 million square feet of shopping space. It is a shopper's delight. The lower level is a food court. The Memphis food court makes it over 60 choices for you to choose of what you want to eat. There's all types of food, everything you could imagine, except Chick-fil-A. Yeah, there's no Chick-fil-A here, guys. Sometimes you need that Polynesian sauce, you know what I mean? Oh, Chick-fil-A, it's awesome, whatever sauce you're in. Now this mall isn't at 100%, but we're getting there. Theater is here, and the IMAX room here is open for your entertainment. Now you might be looking at these plants and wondering what happened. We had a winter storm here, that's what happened. It was crazy. Snowed about 6 to 7 inches here in San Antonio. The river did not freeze, but what you're looking at is the remnants of plants that did make it with a whole bunch of weeds. That's what we have here right now. Haven't cleared out this area yet. Here to closing, lunch. look over to my right up on the walkway level. We're looking at a bronze statue. That is Saint Anthony the Padua. You know, he's the patron saint of lost items. And now the reason the statue is there is they gave it as a gift. See, they knew that San Antonio was named after him. Here's how the story goes. Now, when the missionaries first came and set foot here on this river, it was the 13th of June, 1691. It so happened to be the feast day of St. Anthony. So to honor him, they called this river San Antonio. Now, when the city became a city back in 1718, it took on the name of the river. Now, that was over 300 years ago. San Antonio is old. We are the oldest major city in Texas. We are the 7th largest city in the United States. It doesn't feel like it, but 1.5 million people live here in San Antonio. That's a lot of people. Well, let's look over to my right, just above the tree line. We're looking at the top of the Catholic Church. That is St. Joseph's Catholic Church. Well, it was built by the Germans back in 1868. If you look closely, though, you'll see that it is surrounded on 3 sides by the river center wall. They would not give up their land, and I'm glad they wouldn't. It is a very historic place. Well, they do have an all-male choir that sings here. They're known as the San Antonio Liedekon. If you look up Liedekon, it means circle of friends. Well, let's look over to my right up on the street level. We're looking at this red sculpture. That is called the Torch of Friendship. Well, it symbolizes the friendship between the United States and Mexico. Built by Sebastian, who is an international artist. By the way, that's not regular red. That is enchilada red. Yes, it is a color. Look it up on Google. You can see the San Antonio Library. Now, the San Antonio Library is also enchilada red. Well, they put this here June 2002. When they did, they had a huge celebration. My favorite celebration, that's Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead. It's like the movie Coco. Have you guys seen the movie Coco? Oh, it's a great movie. It talks about family members. You should never forget them, even when one may pass away. And that's what Dia de los Muertos is all about. Remembering our loved ones. Now, if you didn't get a good look at the friendship torch, it's over to my left up on the street level. There it is from a different angle. And yes, it really is. Enchilada. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sad to say, but well, we've come to the end of our journey. I know you guys had a great time. I did too. It was fun. Thanks for coming. Now, before we do, Doc, please look around the areas and make sure everything you've got on board is still with you before you land. I'm going to safely dock the boat, and once the boat is secure, I'll give you a thumbs up and you can exit the boats. Finally, for a job well done, well, we are allowed to receive gratuity or tips. It's much appreciated. Thank you guys very much. God bless you. Take care, guys. Take care.